Easily been a tremendous performance and result if we had the rub of the green in the 18-yard box, and I think we'll start like that again tonight. I'm hoping so. With Gascoigne now 100% fit, pulling the strings perhaps a little bit earlier on in the game, then he'll have the free roll. It'll be interesting to see if they man-for-man mark him, because against Norway he had the freedom of the park. I think they'll be a bit tighter on him here tonight, but no, I'm very confident.
They'll make life difficult though, Don, won't they, Turpin?
Yep, they'll keep the ball. They'll play with the sweeper at the back. They'll knock you around. They'll disrupt the play every now and again. You'll find a player will go down injured for a long time. They'll take their time on throw-ins and goal kicks. They'll do all those things to disrupt England's flow.
And what do you say to players about that? How do you cope when teams come and do that?
Well, you're hoping, if it is that you're on top, you're hoping to keep the pace up. So you need yourself to take quick throw-ins, take quick free kicks until you get around that box and keep the memento going.
Stadium gets the first sight of the two teams. Stuart Pearce, of course, skipping England these days. There's enough experience in that team, Glenn, isn't there?
There's a lot of experience there, yes, that's for sure. You know, Tony Adams at the back and Walker have got tremendous experience. Pearcey. I think Pearcey today, Stuart, needs a good performance. Personally, I think he's just been off colour international-wise the last few games. Maybe that's due to his, the club level. He's having a hard time there with Forest as well. But I think he'll be fired up more than normal. He's always fired up, Stuart, but I think he'll be fired up to get a good performance. I'm hoping we'll see him get down that left flank and get some good crosses in.
Why doesn't he play for England on the same way as he does for Forest, marauding forward and scoring goals as well? He doesn't seem to do that on the international scene, does he?
Well, he does occasionally. I mean, when we won 1-0 here, he did well down that left side and got a crossing for Alan Smith, who knocked it in. Obviously, they've done their homework, Richard, and they'll sit a man there to stop him coming forward, and that's the difference.
I think Carlton Palmer tonight has got a very, very important job for him. I mean, David Batty did it, I thought, tremendously well, just sitting in there. Because if you're going to give Gascoigne the freedom of the park to go and do his stuff, then that's an interesting position for that player. The natural instinct of Carlton is to get on his bike and get in the box as well. So he's going to have to be very disciplined tonight to sit in there, because David Platt's going to be making his runs into the box, and at times, he's going to really have to bite the back and hold that position in midfield.
Nice shots of Graham Taylor there. Don smiling, as you said.
Yes.
He appears to be looking forward to the night. Our royal guest this evening, His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, President of the Football Association, and Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent. do wish England supporters wouldn't howl when the opposition's national anthem is played, don't you? That would really fire me up. Does that have that sort of an effect on you?
I would imagine so, yes. Not coming here, as an away player before, but I would imagine that would fire up a little bit. It happens when we go away and play at certain stadiums, but I think just out of respect, it should be, they should respect each other's national anthem.
So, final thoughts. Prediction, Glenn.
Yes, well, as I said before, I'm very confident. I'm going to go for a 2 or 3-0 win for England, and I think Ian Wright will get off the mark tonight. Important jobs to be done. It'll be interesting to see how Carlton Palmer fits into that little jigsaw now. Seem to make that pattern play again. The way they started against Norway and finished, and they're obviously going to play the same pattern. And I'm hoping that it can work just as well as it did in the early stages of that game.
Tom, you'll go for goals as well?
Yeah, we want to win. We want to win for those players, and we want to win for the country. And 2 or 3-0 would be fine.
Very nice. Our match commentators this evening, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Well, Graham Taylor fielded exactly the same 11 players in his first 2 international selections more than 2 years ago. Since then, often through injuries, of course, but also to discover all the options open to him. The one constant theme has been change. But that in itself has changed tonight. England take on not just a determined Turkish team, but some very passionate supporters. Well, Graham Taylor has posted a positive verdict on the performance against Norway, and it would have been an unaltered lineup but for the lack of fitness of David Batty. Carlton Palmer has been involved one way or another in the last 9 games, and he keeps his run going on the night Des Walker reaches the major milestone of 50 caps. The style of play designed to maximise the influence of Paul Gascoigne, who, apart from the after effects of a dose of flu and an absence from training on family business, now has much more match fitness to go with his other magical qualities.
Yes, no big changes 1 to 11, and I don't think many big changes pattern-wise either. The only question will be, out of Carlton Palmer and Paul Ince, who will be asked to be more disciplined? I think Graham Taylor has said to both of them, sort it out between you, but one of you at all times has to just be a bit patient.
David Platt has those last 5 England goals to his name. Let's hope his suspect knee lasts the full 90 minutes here. He's done everything asked of him in training in preparation for tonight. Well, Sepp Piontek certainly knows more than enough about English football to prepare Turkey's players thoroughly, though he has again voiced his worries about the temperament. 9 of this side have faced England before, the exceptions Bülent, a central defender who was a non-playing substitute here 13 months ago, and the new hero of Turkish football, the number 11, Hakan.
Well, the Turkish team, the formation is more interesting. That, as you say, a very experienced side. Sepp Piontek looking to flood the midfield, but if relying on Recep, Orgun, Bokan and Orhan, particularly 4 of the players who played so well last year, to keep them in the game.
Well, here is Hakan, 5 goals in his 6 international appearances, 2 of them, of course, crucial in that win against San Marino is achieved with such difficulty 3 weeks ago. Well, Sweden's Bo Carlson refereed England's last win. That was in Finland in June, though he did award a penalty against Graham Taylor's team that afternoon. Turkey, in fact, have made 4 changes from the team, which in the end saw off San Marino. Recep, Mehmet, Hami and Unal coming in. Unal captaining his country for the first time, and it was he who hit the bar here 13 months ago and rattled the England nerves as well. Well, the draw against Norway wasn't the ideal start to the journey along the World Cup trail, but the pace of England's performance was very much to the manager's liking. acting as ball boy here. So a slight delay to the start. Kaza has to get involved as well. He's the main talent, of course, but also the talisman, the lucky charm, who has the power to influence so much. He's only been a loser with England on one occasion. And it's a kick-off that England have used before to, shall we say, gain some progress down the touchline. I've often seen that routine done to aim at a player who's gone down into that area, but it's almost as if it was presenting the opposition with a throw, but England with a chance to perhaps cut it off. They didn't do that. Here's Shearer. Certainly, Andy Gray, an interesting way to begin an international match.
It's something we used to do at club level at Everton all the time, Matt, but always aim for someone. David Platt there just seemed to be looking for touch as you would in rugby.
Here's Platt on the ball now. Played behind Ince, who repositioned well. England determined to improve their quality in one particular area of play, and that is in the crossing of the ball, which when Graham Taylor looked back, as he's done over and over again of the video of the Norway game, he felt that it was very much below par. But the width in the team without wingers has got to be shared around. It was Ian Wright here, just as it was Alan Shearer on the far side a few moments ago.
I think you talk about crossing, it is vital, and Don Howe mentioned it, that full-backs get forward. I thought against Norway they were crossing the ball from too deep. Now, I'd like to see Lee Dixon and Stuart Pearce more in the areas that you see Stuart Pearce in now, and crossing the ball from that type of area and not deeper down the pitch.
Well, there's Walker, a big night for him, and we don't often see him this far forward.
What great recovery from Rejep though. Des Walker, probably the quickest player in the England side, but Rejep made up 2 yards on him and got a real timely tackle in there. It was a good positive start from England. The one thing, question I was looking at before the game, wondering, Norway didn't man-mark Paul Gascoigne. I was wondering if Sepp Piontek would do that. And certainly it doesn't seem that way at the moment.
And the formation looks pretty much as we outlined it for you, with Hakan supported by the number 7 Hami, who will operate on either side of him. Who's the number 10, Orhan, who scored the crucial second goal against San Marino when Turkey were on the brink of being on the wrong end of a sensational result. Hakan helped in that last burst, 3 goals in 6.5 minutes in the closing stages. They'll bring Turkey here above England in the group table. Tony Adams, who had such a successful comeback against the Norwegians, finding Shearer. And it's a corner to England.
That was intelligent play though from Tony Adams. There was a lovely little gap there for him. Alan Shearer made the gap and just invited Tony Adams to drop a ball in that would favour him and not the centre-back. And Tony Adams did just that.
Gascoigne running the gauntlet with the Turkish fans in that particular corner of the ground. Hanging it up for Adams to go for. Hayrettin, the goalkeeper, came a long way and got to it. Walker. And quickly was Rejep. Carlton Palmer getting involved. Pearce is there. Palmer again. He's a real personality man in the England camp. Shearer. An early goal would really suit the cause. Dixon arriving. Oh, and hitting the post. It flew across the face of the goal. It comes back from Pearce. Hayrettin is nowhere. Dixon going in again. Now Platt. It could so nearly have been a flying start for Graham Taylor's team. From Lee Dixon
But that's the type of positions that we were talking about that you need to see your full-backs in when you haven't got any width. And Dixon got into it brilliantly, was released perfectly with Gascoigne and produced almost a perfect finish.
Well, it was a rasping cross shot that thumped against the post.
Well, that would Julius settle them down, wouldn't it? What a start that would have been for England.
And for Dixon in particular, who has to live with a certain amount of criticism. But I must say he's been playing well for Arsenal in recent games. Well, it wasn't going to be a foul there, as Hakan turned Adams.
Here we see it again, Martin. Watch this, he drives it for the far post. And the goalkeeper very, very pleased to see that come back out.
Right. Furthest forward for England at the moment is David Black, joined by Shearer. They're the two waiting for Pearce's cross. Oh, and the goalkeeper had luck on his side again. It's kept in by Platt. Dixon trying to make some room infield and gambled. It didn't really come off. Turkey now have a free kick in their favour, which really hasn't helped them at all.
He's looked very shaky, Martin, the goalkeeper, Hayratin. He really has. If I was on the bench now, I'd be saying, let's get more of this sort of ball in there. Put it in and test them. Doesn't get anywhere near that one. And Alan Shearer's fractionally away from it.
But after that, Dixon and Platt weren't quite able to keep it going for England, and the free kick that was conceded actually helped England out.
And he was talking about the crosses weren't good enough. Well, I think England have produced 2 or 3 balls across the face of that goal that would have pleased their manager tonight.
It's a good turn by Hakan. It's not just an aerial threat. Didn't get very far. Unal. Here's Hami. Another of the scorers against San Marino. He came on as a substitute and really influenced the latter stages.
This is what they mustn't allow the Turkish side to do. They've got to try and get some pressure on the ball in that midfield area and not allow the Turkish side to gain any confidence at all.
That was aiming for Gascoigne, and Oz saw it coming. Orhan. Now Unal. Waiting in the centre. Oz lets it run. 9 is Mehmet. Here's Recep. Hakan repositioning. That's really not the type of cross that he would want. Walker. Forward by Pearce. Palmer. And not sure what happens in midfield. Gascoigne takes it on. Shearer coming in from the right, leaving space for Dixon. Nicely done by England. Dixon thinking about the early ball, perhaps feinting to do it. And driving on until he goes down, hoping for a free kick. And Ogun somewhat perplexed.
I think he gets a corner.
It's going to be a corner, yes.
I think this is an area free set pieces, certainly corners and free kicks where I would expect England to trouble Turkey. He'll know Sepp Piontek how good and how much detail Graham Taylor puts on this area of his game.
And San Marino scored against them from a corner. It's a deep one from Gascoigne. Pearce going for it. Well marked by Hakan. England's throw.
Another up the England players, aren't they? They seem to all to be firing at the moment. They started very brightly indeed. Good tempo to their game.
Graham Taylor talking yesterday about the freshness that he felt this particular squad of players had in the work that they put in since they got together last Thursday. But let me remind you that Turkey have found something of a harvest after a famine. 15 games without a win under Sepp Piontek, and then 4 victories in their last 6. O's losing out to Wright, who shoots. Oh, Shearer can get to this one. Ogun just matched him. That was brilliant play from the number 5 for Turkey. Wright really letting rip from long range.
Well, showing that he's not suffering from lack of confidence at all, Ian Wright. Look how far out he is. And like good striker, Shearer's on it in a flash. Look at the number 5 O'Goon. What a great tackle that is.
We're in the 10th minute. Another England corner. Gascoigne again. Retin doesn't get there. Shearer going, Adams going in. And was it one England player against another? It might have been. It's a goal kick.
Oh, hang them up. That's what I'd be saying just now. Put that goalkeeper under some pressure.
Well, it was just that sort of corner. Graham Taylor will have watched the match that was very much part of the preparation. Turkey against San Marino. We've referred to it several times already, but it was that sort of corner that gave San Marino their historic goal, their first competitive match from open play. There's a real zest about England's play at the moment.
They started as brightly against Norway, if you remember, last month, but then Norway gradually got more and more confident as the game went on. I think they must keep Turkey under pressure now.
Would you go as far as saying the best effort at goal in an England shirt from Ian Wright that we've seen?
The most confident effort as well, I feel.
When you come to confidence, here's Gascoigne. Dixon's begun the game very brightly indeed. Wright, on one occasion, couldn't return the ball to him, but was going across to help out. Well, not such good news for Wales. Very difficult tie. We're in the second half in Brussels.
England can get the ball down and get it to Paul Gascoigne. He's in an acres of space in that midfield. They really aren't paying him any attention at all, marking-wise. And if they can get the ball to them, you really do feel he has the ability to create something for England.
Right. Dixon. Now Carlton Palmer. Against Bülent. Cross from Dixon for Shearer. There's another reasonable ball played in, of a higher quality than we saw so often here against Norway. There's a shirt tugging by Platt. Hakan. Turkey working hard in that area of the pitch to try and prevent others supplying the ball to Gascoigne. Here's Hami. Oh, that's a terrific cross for Hakan. Oh, and following up was Unal, and still Turkey haven't got a goal against England. Will they ever have a better chance without putting the ball in the back of the net? Hami.
What a let-off for England that is, Martin. Not one chance, but two fantastic chances. It was a super cross in from Hami here. Perfect for Hakan, but give him credit. Knew he was going to get that, knew Walker was struggling, did everything there right, but just loses his balance. But when it came back there, I thought, this is their first goal.
And Unal has now, 13 months apart, twice hit the frame of this particular goal at Wembley. That one with real venom. Here's Platt. Shearer. He's launched himself into the centre, hoping Wright might be able to pick him out. It was beyond the Arsenal man, but Wright tries again. Shearer's still there. And Lintz coming in purposefully too. But there's still a real reaction in the crowd here from what happened at the other end.
Just at a glance at the Turkey benches, they said it was happening as well, Mark. They were all up. I think they all thought this is our first goal against England, and at Wembley too. But you're right, will they ever get a better chance than that? Not great marking, you have to say, from the cross, from an England point of view, to allow a solitary striker, Hakan, there, all that space.
And he just pulled away on the far side from Des Walker, who was attracted to the ball but couldn't reach it.
Tell you who's looked a threat, you know, the number 7 Hami. Looks like he's got tremendous pace, and allied with a lot of confidence, he started very brightly for Turkey.
His goal record in international football is good as well. But no one wearing a Turkish shirt can seem to do it against England. The 7th time the countries have met, 5 England wins, and a goalless draw in Turkey. Similar corner from Gascoigne. Hayrettin reaching it, but again not really authoritative. Right. Battling on. There's Mehmet. And now Unal. Orhan going ahead of him, and this is Oz. Spending a little bit of time with Sepp Piontek over the past couple of days without actually voicing it. You do sense that he believed that this England team could be beaten. He knows a thing or two about taking on England. He's doing it tonight as a coach for the 8th time. He has one win, that game here in '83 for Denmark. 2 draws and 4 defeats. All those 4 defeats have been by 1-0. Gascoigne making his own luck. And maybe making a goal for himself here is Gascoigne! Laurie McMenemy leads the applause. Several times it looked as though he'd lost the ball as he carried the fight right into the heart of the Turkish defence.
Well, he loses it there, and Turkey will be furious with themselves. They're getting a tangle. That's a great bit of attacking the ball from Collins, but the rest is all about Paul Gascoigne's coolness, composure and finishing. Look at that tackle there. That keeps the ball in the Turkish penalty area. A little drop of the shoulder, and he was never going to miss this, was he?
His 3rd England goal. He said earlier this week he forgot what it was like to score for his country. He knows all about it now. And unwilling helpers were Bülent, who lost the ball to Ince's tackle, the number 3, and then Gürkan, who could do nothing about Gascoigne's change of direction, and Hayrettin wrong-footed as well.
You couldn't have wished that for to have a better player in that situation, could you, than that man there? Everything about it was quality, everything about it was confidence, and so clinical was his finish.
He scored against Albania back in '89, early in his England career. He scored here against Czechoslovakia a couple of months before Italian 90. Of course, with one complete season ruled out, one has to look at time since the last goal with a certain amount of sympathy. But he was due, he felt, and he's obliged here at a crucial stage for England. And particularly with a spring in Turkish steps after coming so close themselves. It's Gascoigne's pass, and Hayrettin just reading it in front of David Platt.
A little test of discipline of the Turks, as Don Howe was saying earlier, that can sometimes be very suspect, and Sepp Piontek has found that. And this is a time now when England must press home, I feel. Really tested discipline of this Turkish side. There we see it again. Look at the muddle they get. Look at that for catching the play up, but watch that for change of direction. See you, goalkeeper. Good night. Great finishing.
Well, he scored a couple of goals in minor games for Lazio, if Tottenham will allow me to use that term about the Capital Cup. And of course he earned plaudits from Diego Maradona for scoring against Seville recently. But this is the real thing, and Turkey have felt the power of Paul Gascoigne. He's there again, shrugging off Hami. Shearer. Gürkan. There's still some head spinning amongst those Turkish defenders after that bewitching piece of play that led to England taking the lead after the ball had been given away. So they were really hurt in two different ways, Turkey. This is Hami, though. Came off Adams for England. And, I don't know whether Palmer could have seen Gascoigne, but he found him. Shearer. He wants support now, and had been handballed by Unal. The referee was very close to appreciate whether it was or not. He didn't give anything. Haka. Using sleight of foot again. Here's Recep, who marked Gary Lineker man for man in the two games in the European Championship qualifiers. Lineker didn't score in either of them, so it's a job well done by the number 2 tonight. Orhan. Gascoigne's like a beacon in midfield. England can see him. And they've used him so often to build through midfield. Shearer.
Well, now we wait for the question to be answered. Graham Taylor has said this week that what he feels his side have failed to do in recent games is get the second important goal that you feel gives your team a breather then in international football. Now's the time for England to go and look for that and get that second goal.
And of course it didn't happen when Turkey were here 13 months ago. The goal came at about this time in that match, 21 minutes. And it was quite a tense finale. But you do feel, without wanting to build it all up too much, that England are very much in the right mood for this. And tempo is a word that Graham Taylor uses all the time, referring to more club-like speed of the way the ball is moved around. Not looking totally convincing in their own penalty area. Tony Adams apologising to Chris Woods, who would have had a little heart flutter at that miss kick.
Yeah, they've composed themselves now, the Turkish side. They've got a little bit of composure that was lacking straight after the goal, which you would expect. But they now look set now, they've got themselves back together. And themselves, they're now looking to try and put England under pressure.
Owes to take the corner, and that's Mehmet.
Well, it's a clever little corner that if you pull it like that and you get it right, when everyone's expecting the ball into the box and you just hang a player just outside the area. In fact, their final goal against San Marino, if memory serves me well, their fourth goal was something like that, when he pulled a little free kick back to the edge of the box and they got the fourth goal from that.
Helped on by Palmer. Gökhan, who's the free man at the back for Turkey. From Bülent.
Yeah, they're marking man for man. Bülent seems to have decided he'll take Ian Wright, and O'Hoon is definitely taking Alan Shearer, and that's the way it is at the moment. As you say, Gökhan, the spare man there.
Here is Wright. That's going. Occasion, trying a little too much in an area of the pitch where he's certainly entitled to back his skill. He wasn't going to give Graham Taylor's team a problem by losing the ball there, but the manager perhaps feeling that a little bit of the discipline has gone, judging by what he was trying to pass on there.
I just think he was on about the midfield area. I think, from what I could gather, sort of lip-reading wise, he wanted them to be put under more pressure, I would have suggested, when they had the ball. Perhaps he feels that the England midfield are allowing Turkey to get back into the game by allowing them time to pass the ball around in midfield. And perhaps we may see now Paul Ince and Carlton Palmer perhaps getting a little bit more involved in that area when Turkey have the ball.
Dixon's throw. Adams helps it on, Shearer's right in there, and it's led to a corner. To Bülent, a little slow to pick himself up.
A nice time now for them to vary one or two. First 4 or 5 corners I've had, he's drilled every one to the back post area. I just wonder if now's the time just to change it a little.
And it's clipped up again. Headed away by Orhan. Orhan takes over. And Turkey were caught having to turn then, but Gascoigne couldn't quite master his body movement with the ball. Cut out by Adams.
Got some good movement the Turkey side. We may not have paid them enough credit earlier on, I would suggest, by saying that we couldn't. I certainly couldn't see them scoring a goal against England, but they've certainly started right, and they've got some good movement in midfield and front areas.
Although it is a team very much cast in the usual image of Sepp Piontek, they've been given licence to get forward whenever they feel it's appropriate. Right, on another day might have got a free kick done. Loose ball picked up by Palmer. For Pearce, Gascoigne, options in midfield.
It's better. This is better when England get it. I like to see them do that more, Mark. Get it down like that and pass and move.
And they're finding holes in behind the three in the middle of Turkey's midfield. Ince picked up a space there, which kept England going nicely. And that might be because the Turkish players have put a lot of energy into attacking rather than just simply coming here with a policy of containment. Can't contain Gascoigne, whatever they try. Not yet. Here's Pearce. Platt joining Shearer by the far post, and Jet keeping the England captain at bay.
He really is marvellous to watch, Paul Gascoigne, isn't he, when he's in full flow. He's got such a wonderful change of direction that just no player on the Turkey side certainly has got the measure of it.
Doing it tonight with a bit more fuel in the tank. It was a wonderful journey through the 90 minutes against Norway, but he was running on empty. Oh, and Walker and Adams really in tune there. They haven't played too many times together. Of course, Adams was something of a predecessor to Des Walker. Second game in his second coming, Tony Adams. Platt, Shearer. And a shot, which spins kindly this time for Hayrettin.
Lovely football though again from England, that is great. The patient build-up. And a lovely little ball in from Des Walker to Alan Shearer. A little peel-off from Platt. Super football.
And more to come. Driven in by Dixon. Right. Well, twice he's forced the goalkeeper into saves, and that's the first job for a forward, to be getting efforts on target. He's not been short of advice, Ian Wright, over the past few weeks.
But again, Lee Dixon's got himself in a position where he felt he got in too few times against Norway. That's past that 18-yard line, crossing the ball for more important and dangerous areas.
Oh, another delightful piece of work from Gascoigne. Raiding through right, Shearer coming in now! No more than England deserve. They're in sparkling form here. And the partnership that's had to ask plenty of questions over the past few days is coming up with some answers now.
And that's an absolutely brilliant goal. Look at this little flick from Paul Gascoigne, and rights away. They're not going to catch him. But look at Shearer in the right of the screen. He's behind the defender there. But watch the way he dives inside near post. He knows where it's going. He's in behind the defender, and there's nothing he can do. That's a great goal.
Well, England started the calendar year 1992 with a win here against France, when Alan Shearer got the headlines then with his first goal for his country. This is the last international of the calendar year, and Shearer centre stage again.
Great little example that for any strikers watching about getting in front of defenders and attacking in near post.
And of course, Gascoigne's audacious flick near the halfway line, sending right on his way.
I just wonder about that little move there we've just seen there. When Gascoigne's involved in the England set-up like that, too many times in recent England games when Stuart Pearce has picked up the ball in those type of areas, Stuart's looked long, down the channel, first ball. That time he rolled a lovely ball into Gascoigne in the middle of the midfield area, and before you know it, England have drawn players out of position, created the opening and finished brilliantly. Just there, look at that. Players are out of position now, Martin. In international football, you sometimes have to be patient to draw players out. But watch Shearer, just attacking the post. He knows what Wright's going to do. There it is, it's fair to say, go on Alan, get in the end of that. And he obliges perfectly.
Yes, with Ogun, the number 5, watching the ball, but not the man. Half an hour that hasn't been without its alarms around Chris Wood's goal. But England really in full cry. It's Dixon. Ireton's in trouble. Shearer so close to applying the touch from even nearer in this time. Ogun did very well alongside him.
So sure it was Ogun, a winner higher acting, just rescued himself by getting the faintest of touches to that ball. But again, this is the way Lee Dixon's playing at the moment. I've felt in recent weeks he's been playing with tremendous confidence. He's showing it tonight. Watch that's delivered. It's the faintest touch from the goalkeeper, and it hits Alan Shearer in the back. But if England keep this tempo of the game up, if they can keep it up, you really can see them. They look as if they're going to score it well.
Shearer's dummy. Palmer, can he pick a route through?
Great call from Carlton Palmer. Obviously told Alan Shearer over he went. And this is some of the best football I've seen England play for quite some time.
You can see how buoyant everyone is, right, trying the little turn there with the trick involved.
Even Chris Woods is playing football now.
It's a matter of fine margins at this level. England didn't have the breaks in front of goal against Norway. Norway took one really quarter chance with Rekdal's spectacular equaliser. Turkey have had the chance to dent England's confidence here. They couldn't take it. Gascoigne is now leading them all a merry dance, and he's not the only star of the show. Off goes Wright, wanting the ball all the time. So's Palmer.
There's no doubt Gascoigne's had a major influence in this England side since we've been back in it, Mark. There's been a marked change in the way they've approached games now, looking to involve the midfield. I've always said England had enough quality of players to say, you can pass the ball about, why don't you do it more often? And I think that now it looks like they've been given licence to do it more often. And they're proving, certainly up till now in this first half hour of the game, that they've got the quality to do that.
Shearer again. Mehmet. Dixon in the way, and Turkey caught really in a mess at the back. Dixon. Now Gascoigne. He's got into the penalty area. Ince has got to the ball, and Turkey are looking leaden-footed and stunned by the variety in England's football.
Well, Graham Taylor was right. This looks a very, very bright side. Gascoigne again. Watch the magic on. Little step over. He's away. And then he gets it. Collins just picks the wrong option here. Lee Dixon was the one just screaming on the other side of him, just for a little roll back.
Dixon, who's already hit the post and delivered a succession of crosses of a far higher standard than England collectively managed in the whole 90 minutes against Norway.
Look at this. I mean, this is what I mean, Matt. They're passing it, looking to pass it into midfield, not just that long ball up. And both strikers are enjoying it more. They're now getting balls where they are favourite instead of battling 50-50 balls. And this is what you have to do when you're at home, when you're England and people come and defend against you. You have to work the space.
Carlton Palmer's got such a good engine, and Graham Taylor pointed out yesterday that he didn't want to restrict Palmer into a holding role just because he was the replacement for David Batty. And Ince had a good look to see where Palmer was then, and slotted back in front of the back four just in case England were needed in that area. But they're mixing the play up superbly. And Dixon for once gives it away. Owes. Woods will deal with a minor problem caused by a missed kick by his right back. 10 minutes left in the first half. By Wright this time, he was feeling he was being tugged.
I'd like to see him score, Mark, I really would. He's so keen to do well. I know him very well, I've spoken to him at times about that. He's so keen to do well for his country. And I do feel he's the type of player, if he gets one, then that would be him off and running.
But he is doing well in this game in a way that is beginning to feel that from Graham Taylor's point of view wasn't going to happen against Norway. That's why he was taken off, because of the anxiety for not scoring. But he's been involved in the build-up play, no more so than when he found that perfect cross for Shearer to get the second. Pearce. Such an appetite for the ball for England at the moment. And there should be when you're 2-0 up. But concentration required in the right-hand half of the pitch as we look. Adams had a look to see whether there was going to be any movement out by Woods, and I think he might have expected it then.
I think that's exactly what he's saying to his goalkeeper. He tried to step up to get Hakan offside, but he timed his run quite well, the Turkish striker. And I think in that case he was just saying to Chris Wood, come on Woodsy, I expected you to be out a bit further out than that.
Owes. Right, will be first to this. Palmer. Gascoigne. It was on for Platt, who'd set off on one of his perceptive runs down England's left.
And I bet money on Gascoigne finding him there as well, I really would.
Palmer in the way. Bülent. Maybe Turkey have paid a price here for believing a little too much that they were going to get something from the game. Of course, they might still yet. There's plenty of time. But they've been stretched rather than condensing their defending.
They haven't been able to keep the ball for long enough now. England have now put them under a lot more pressure in that midfield area when the Turkish team have had it. And they've not been able to keep it for long enough spells.
Got it with Hammy, and he's looked a menace when he's been involved. Here he is again. And he's earned the corner off Stuart Pearce. I said earlier, Hammy's scoring record is impressive. He scored 6 international goals in 16 games before tonight, which, given Turkey's record, is a very high ratio. Orhan will get to this one. Unal takes it from him. Owes. Curled out by Gascoigne. Dixon. England again working hard off the ball to make the passes available, but Gascoigne a little sloppy that time. Ince getting back. Unal, and it's Platt who dispossesses him.
think if you're going to be patient, play patient football, which they're doing certainly in this first half, then you have to accept that one or two passes are going to go astray. It's the rewards, though, that make it so important to play that way at times, especially against teams who are going to come and make it difficult for you.
Well, coming into tonight's match, 5 games without a win, England's worst run since 1985.
Would I suggest Stuart Pearce area?
He's making his way.
But knowing Paul Gascoigne, he might just pull a little faster, won't he? His quick range working, he might just spot something in that penalty area. They've certainly got a man over at the back post, and then they've got 3 against 2 at the moment. Ian Wright calling for it.
England with a little wall of their own in front of Pearce. Ince and Dixon will have to move quickly, otherwise they might feel the full force. Adams getting involved in Turkey's defences.
Brave men, aren't they, standing in front of your Stuart Pearce free kick?
Here comes Pearce. Oh, well stopped, very well stopped.
Well, he couldn't afford to let that one go, could he? David Platt was on it like a flash. Hits this as we know he can, drills it low. He likes to get a bit more height in them, Stuart, than that, but that's a difficult bouncing ball. And if it had anything, that'd come back off, and Platt was there. So
the England will spread. Adams got out of the way to make the space. That all worked very well for England. Hayrettin made his debut against England in Izmir in May 1991, a game that was won with a goal from Dennis Wise. Bullet. Well, on a night when a result is paramount, the performance is coming as well.
I think you're right. We said earlier the result was the most important thing. The ideal night for Graham Taylor, what he'd been looking for, would be a convincing win and a fine performance. At the moment, he's got quite a convincing victory in international terms, and a convincing lead, and a very, very promising and bright first half from his side.
Let me just tell you that England under Graham Taylor have never won by 3 clear goals, so he might be on a personal best, the manager here, if it can be sustained, but it's a corner for Turkey. Not a very good one.
Well, I'd quite like them to win by 3 goals as well, because that's my bet with you, that they win 3-0 tonight, so I'm doing quite well at the moment.
And so are the Geordie boys, Alan Shearer and Paul Gascoigne. A lot of celebrations up in the Newcastle area with the 2 England scorers here.
There's always a lot of celebrations in the Newcastle area. The Geordie boys know how to enjoy themselves.
Gascoigne. Taken down by Dixon. Orhan. Now Wright. And selfishly taking up a position on the left. Pearce going infield, and there's no one behind Shearer. But England, in that purple patch of 20 minutes or so, put so much into the play. It's not surprising that has followed just a slightly slacker period.
Well, it's approaching half-time, and they'll be very, very anxious not to give anything away.
And they would love to go in 3 in front. It's time at least to develop this attack. Palmer. And he's got the angle for the cross off the head of Gurkhan. Platt, well aware of the position of Wright. Pearce going outside. Coming from deep is Ince. And Recep hitting that dangerously close to Stuart Pearce. Gascoigne. Claims the handball by Gurkhan. I don't think there was much of a case. Brought out by Mehmet. Pulling left is Hakan. Cut out well by Adams. But the half-time whistle goes. But Graham Taylor needed a break. And he got it when Turkey failed to convert a glorious chance early in the half, which ended with Unal smacking his shot against the crossbar, and then along came Gaza, and England really were off and running. Gascoigne capitalising on a mistake to score gloriously, and that's a word you'd apply to Alan Shearer's diving header from Ian Wright's cross. It's looking good for England at half-time at Wembley. England 2, Turkey 0.
Believe the hype. It doesn't get much bigger than this in a Sky Sports exclusive, the annual WWF Survivor Series. This year, anything could happen. In association with Atmosphere, Survivor Series, Thursday, 26th of November on Sky Sports.
The new Vauxhall Cavalier, one of the safest cars you'll ever bump into. Music and love are synonymous. Mozart, Handel, Bach, Schumann. Classics for Lovers is a collection of their finest and most romantic works, like Ravel's sensuous Bolero. Classics for Lovers, for the sensual moments in your life.
I've been thinking, Jack. You know, the bloke's place isn't just at the pub enjoying a beer with his mates.
No?
Nah. You should go out into the world and find a good woman. Decent, strong woman who he can stand beside. Shoulder to shoulder. Tilling the land. Sharing the trials and tribulations that life throws at them as two equal human beings, regardless of pubs and other distractions.
Colin McLeod?
Yep.
Worst case of sunstroke I've ever seen.
There's Dawn in Doncaster, Sid in Sidcup, Peter in Petersfield, Mac in Macclesfield, not forgetting Anne in Andover, Sid there, Sid again, saving up in Sydenham, Tell in Telford, Nell in Bracknell, Rose in Montrose, seeing how our money grows. Stephen in Stevenage, Stan in Stanmore, Ross in Ross and Wiley in Leigh-on-Sea, Felix in Felixstowe, Lou in Lewis, St Helens, St Leonard's, Abbey in Abingdon, Mar in Marlow, Jean in Harlow, Dee in Dundee, all saving merrily.
Savings accounts for all ages, including one that starts at £1, nationwide, with more branches than anyone else with a nation's building society.
Aftershave from Lynx.
that makes people fly British Airways. The world's favourite airline.
From the Fosters, movie premiere season. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, Kevin Costner's Dances with Wolves, coming soon to the Movie Channel.
Welcome back to our Monday Night Football Extra at Wembley. The match facts: 2-0 England lead, very much England's half. First time this season, I think, look, nobody caught offside in that opening 45 minutes. Incidentally, at Ibrox, Scotland 0, Italy 0. Our guests here, Don Howe and Glenn Hoddle, plenty to get through as well, gentlemen. As early as first 2 or 3 minutes, Lee Dixon with a cross struck the bottom of a post. I think it was a cross, wasn't it? Nearly found its way in.
Yes, a wonderful little ball from Gascoigne, and Lee's timed his run to perfection, and really just a little bit unfortunate. A great driven ball across the. The strikers might have got a touch, a defender might have got a touch, but in the end it's beaten everyone and just struck the post, and that would have really got them off to a flyer.
Looking at that, I think the goalkeeper actually just got a touch, which maybe took it onto the post.
It did, yeah. And it's a Liverpool cross, isn't it? Hard and low. It can go anywhere. It can either fly in the net or, like Glenn said, off a defender. The forwards get to it. It's a hard cross to deal with if you're a defender, I'll tell you.
Ian Wright very nearly opened his account, didn't he? We were all hoping this was going in.
Yeah, he's got onto a little bits and pieces, but he's had one thing in his mind, just to hit that target. He struck it tremendously well, and Alan, a little bit unfortunate he couldn't get there in front of the fire, but to be fair, great defending. Me and Don thought we were in for a goal there, and the lad did exceptionally well.
We shouted goal, didn't we?
Yeah.
We thought Alan Shearer was going to get there first, and the 5 come from nowhere to get his foot in and get it out for a corner. Yeah.
It wasn't goal you were shouting at the other end when Unal hit the bar. Frightening moments, weren't they, for England? At 0-0 this as well, remember? This was a good effort, Don.
It was a great cross, but the centre forward was superb. It was just beating Des Walker on that back post, and he had the sense not to head it, to get it down his chest. Made himself a chance, and on the rebound, Unal hit the bar.
Who was that on the line? Put his hand up. Beyond
Someone's got back there. I think it's Tony Adams, isn't it? Yeah, Tony Adams, but a hell of a strike. Very unfortunate for them.
It was a good job he didn't hit his hand.
Absolutely.
He got sent off.
That was off, wasn't
it?
Right, yeah. Took his hand off as well, I think.
Would have taken his hand off. And then who else? Paul Gascoigne opened everything up, and the Turks. 1-0 England. A typical piece of Gascoigne football, this too, wasn't it?
This is where we want to see him, in and around the edge of the box. And he was unlucky there, a little jink, and obviously a little bit of a communication problem between the two Turks. But look at this. Hiding to nothing, the defender. See you later. What we call there, he showed him the eyes. Showed the keeper the eyes. His eyes were looking into to the right corner, and he just whipped it back into the other corner.
Did him with his eyes?
Yeah, that's the one. You watch that little jink, nearly gets in there. Fortunate to get it back. Great tackle here, look at that tackle. But you watch, he looks into the other corner. There you go, see you later. And the keepers fell for it. Wonderful goal.
He did exactly the same against Seville the other night when he was playing in that friendly with Lazio. Exact the same position, same ability, stuck it in the corner. What I'm surprised about with Paul Gascoigne is the amount of room he's got in the middle of the pitch. They're not picking him up, they're not marking him. Yeah. And he's virtually instrumental in everything we do.
Yeah, we want to get him in them positions. There was a couple of times early in the game where he felt he should have had the ball, and we're up here saying, give it to Gaza. He's on the edge of the box, no one picking him up, and we've put another ball in and we've lost possession, and he's gone berserk, and rightly so. I think players should be told before the game, if he's in that position, just stuff the ball down his throat and let him go and do his business.
I think the two fullbacks could look inside. They're getting possession in our half, and instead of looking inside and looking for Gaza, they're doing what we do in England. They're going channel ball every now and again, and he's on all the time, and then he'll set them away. Because what he does, he gets all of it, and then off the two fullbacks go, and he shoves them in, and the two fullbacks are playing well tonight, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are doing well.
Alan Shearer got the second, and this was a lovely goal too, wasn't it?
Wonderful move. We missed the best part of the whole move really there with Gascoigne's little flick. But it's a great run from Shearer. He's good. I mean, critical on the defender. The defender was sleeping.
There's the flick.
Beautiful. I mean, this is a goal worthy of any team. Brazil at their best. Beautiful little inventive flick, and looks up.
We could criticise the defender a little bit for not attacking the ball, but Alan Shearer did. And when you're working on players in that box, you say, get across that defender and stick it in the net and stick it on the floor.
That's the reaction on the bench. Very well received.
There's a relieved man there. You know, at 1-0, you're never controlling the game, but now they've gone 2 up there. Look, his enthusiasm. Look, he's giving out instructions, and it's good to see. You know, it's great to have a smile on our face today. We've played some terrific football through the centre of the pitch. We haven't done that for 10 games, and we're getting through the centre of the pitch, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. You know, we've all said there's no easy games now in international football, and we're now sliding the ball around, and then we can go wide from there and get more quality.
You'll hurt teams.
Yes, for sure.
2-0 here, a goalless, just to remind you, at Ibrox. Scotland 0, Italy 0, but this is the one we're concentrating on. Back with the whole of the second half after these.
The Welsh are coming home to face mighty England in a big league special. Will St George slay the Welsh Dragon? Friday the 27th, live and exclusive on Sky Sports.
Rare Groove, 32 classic dance hits. Rare Groove, the dance floor's essential revival selections. Rare Groove, Lip Sync, Heatwave, Chic, Sister Sledge, Kool and the Gang. Rare Groove, the ultimate dance experience. Rare Groove, a quality album, out now.
Forever fresh, forever young.
Sierra Azura. At just £9,585, you won't believe your eyes.
On Sky Television, you can choose from over 300 movies every month. Coming soon, Kevin Costner.
Dances with Wolves.
Hear the screaming of the lamb.
The Silence of the Lambs.
This is business.
Godfather 3. Kindergarten Cop. Mermaids. LA Story.
Hi.
3 movie channels presenting 9 movies every night of the year.
Good evening, I'm Selena Scott.
Also on Sky, Britain's only 24-hour news channel. Sky One, the entertainment channel. And if your passion is Premier League football, turn to live coverage only on Sky Sports. See Lennox Lewis challenge exclusively on Sky, and WWF Wrestling all on Sky Sports. To receive satellite, choose from the new range of receivers from Europe's #1 supplier, Amstrad. To get an Amstrad satellite system and subscribe to Sky, contact your local retailer. Sky, bringing television to life.
Simple Minds. Glittering Prize, 81 to 92.
Don't you forget about me. Don't when the very first child.
Simple Minds. Glittering Prize. Sheer brilliance.
You're just a phone call away from first-class movies. The uncut and uninterrupted Die Hard 2, tonight at 10. Call 0506 460000 and you can be watching Die Hard 2 after the match.
Welcome back to our Monday Night Football Extra, live from Wembley tonight. World Cup football, England 2, Turkey 0 at half-time. Can England build on that, Glenn?
I would hope so, yes. You know, we finished the last sort of 5 minutes with a little bit of a lull, which is fair enough. You know, to dictate 45 minutes is difficult, but I would imagine that Graham's really pumped him up there and said, let's get back to what we were doing. Let's get the ball in that midfield areas and get Gaza on the ball in and around their penalty area. I'm sure we can have patches in this 45 minutes now where we can really threat their goal and look to build on this.
They're keen to play, Don, aren't they? I don't think I've seen an England team jog back out at the start of the second half in the way that England just did then.
They look as though they're ready for the job. Obviously the spirit's up, which is a good thing. I'd be concerned about what Turkey do now. I wonder whether they'll station somebody in front of their back four and pick up Gascoigne and stop that supply there in midfield. But I mean, these two fullbacks, I don't know how long they can keep bombing on Lee Dixon and Stuart Pearce. But I'll tell you something, they've had a terrific first half. I mean, they've been up and down that pitch.
He's happy enough, isn't he? Graham Taylor, Lauren McManamy there.
And he's got a strut to his walk there half-time, but I think we can look for good things this half again. You know, the lads, you can see the way they've been passing the ball. They've got plenty of confidence, and let's hope that we can get Ian Wright a goal, get him off the mark.
The reason for the delay, incidentally, is that we're waiting for the band to leave the pitch, which I suppose is allowing Graham Taylor the luxury of taking his seat before the second half starts. Let's rejoin our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. No changes for Graham Taylor, but Turkey have brought on their number 15, Ur, in place of Mehmet. Well, 1992 won't be remembered as a vintage year for England, but if they see out the old in style tonight, and the prospects for 1993 will hold much more promise. Gökhan, pressed by Wright. Hakan. Here is Ur, who scored the goal for Galatasaray a couple of weeks ago. Knocked out Eintracht Frankfurt in the UEFA Cup. It was a great boost for Turkish club football. Dominant first half performance from England, in which the ball was played through midfield, but here's Ur! That dominance was threatened by the substitute, who's been in the game just over a minute.
Well, I'm not too sure whether to blame a midfield player for not tracking him or whether the central defenders were just dragged out, but he really should have done better than that. That was a glorious chance for the Turks to get back into this game. It's a great ball through, you see there, from Uz. And Ur is in, and he's just got it's a quite simple job when you see where Chris Woods is, and he doesn't complete it very well indeed.
That would have ensured immortality for Ur after his club goal to get his first for Turkey, or the first for Turkey against England. And they certainly look capable of scoring here. But England really roared back from the scare early in the first half. Can they do the same now at the start of the second?
They've been so dominant in the first half that it was important that mentally that Graham Taylor had a word with his lads at the half-time, just to make sure there was no lapse in concentration. They didn't get slack in any department. But to be fair, they looked slack there, didn't they?
Some holding by Walker on Hakan. Oz. Ünal. Turkey have a corner. 2-1, if it were to go that way, it suddenly would become a very big test, physical and mental, for England. Palmer, the shot from Hami. Piontek would have felt real pain at that early chance for Ur. Really could dictate a second half more to the liking of these supporters.
You can imagine had they scored, Mark, the noise that would have been coming from behind Cresswoods' goal, because they've generated a fair amount of it so far. They're 2-0 down.
Right, no foul. Swedish referee Bo Carlson letting the game go on. And similarly, as Dixon bit the dust. Ince. Held up by Gascoigne. Dixon. Rolled into Gascoigne's feet again. That's when England looks so dangerous. The delay in the taking of the free kick, allowing Adams to get forward alongside Shearer and allowing Pearce to come across.
It was about this area at the other end of the pitch, wasn't it, that David Platt scored that very important goal against Norway.
He makes his move again. The ball goes into a cluster of Turkish defenders. Dixon. Pearce, unusual combination between right back and left back in this area of the pitch. Pearce now makes his way back to more familiar territory. Wales beaten in Brussels tonight by 2-0. Scotland holding Italy at half-time at Ibrox. And a similar story in Belfast. Ince, good work by Gascoigne again. Shearer trying to attack the cross, which was just too close to the goalkeeper.
They were a little bit unlucky there on all accounts. Again, it's Gascoigne though, his ability to hold the ball up to create something. Paul Ince breaks through there, and Alan Shearer's very unlucky because he'd gone to join Paul Gascoigne and couldn't quite get back into the box again.
Gascoigne does galvanise England. And St Piontek's plans really haven't produced any sort of answer. This is hanging on for 40 metres out. Hami! Oh, and Woods! Even from that range was forced to go full stretch. An extraordinary free kick from Hami.
He's been a major threat all night. This is ridiculous. I don't think Chris Wood sees it till very late. I think Carlton Palmer's jump put him off.
Well, there haven't been many crosses in the air to try and use the skill in that department of Hakan, but there was one then from Oz. England was still a little stunned when the corner was taken.
Shock as much as it. Chris Wood, to see the ball flying at him at such pace.
Well, the penalty area incident hasn't all been one way.
And it's a ridiculous area, but you see Carlton Palmer goes up there, and that just might have put Chris Woods off, and he ends up scrambling it away.
It was Hami who hit the free kick against San Marino that was fumbled out for Hakan to score the third. Jet running into trouble. Gascoigne found by Walker this time. Shearer. Well, it's had the openness of a league match, really, this. Turkey contributing to the entertainment, which really has been very evident. We're 7 minutes into the second half at Wembley. England 2, Turkey 0. Gascoigne calling for it, getting it from right. Losing Ur. Ince, now Pearce. Shearer wanting a cross. Pearce goes for goal. Right again. It took two to stop him. And it's Platt who gets in the way for England this time, really stopping Turkey playing their way out of their own half. Dixon's gone forward down England's right. There's no way to him though from Platt. So England look to the other side. Ince. Gascoigne available again, off Shearer. Pearce. Shearer for right. Good understanding between the two front men once more.
Good little link up and another good patient build up.
Great tackle by Dixon. When Turkey were just feeling that they might be safe for a second or two, Dixon had other ideas.
The typical of his performance tonight, Lee Dixon.
Well, he surely can't have played better for England. And the outcome is a corner. And a game that hasn't been short of them. Adams backing towards the ball, very nearly easing it on. Pearce. Right, trying to turn, sweeping it in, Shearer going up, Breton got to it, it drops for Pearce to volley, Shearer! Oh, it was deliberately done, delicately done, but not quite accurately done.
Well, they've come so close, haven't they, to that third goal. And it was great thinking, wasn't it, from Alan Shearer as the ball drops. Here he gets whacked with the goalkeeper, but he's up again, bright as ever. Pearce doesn't quite hit it, and he just tries to direct it into the corner.
And as you can see, no possible offside with Bülent back behind the goalkeeper.
Just tried to take the weight off it.
Well, Glenn Hoddle said at the outset he was hoping for Stuart Pearce to be back on song tonight, and I don't think anyone's been disappointed by the display of the captain.
Both fullbacks have played extremely well.
Goes Dixon again, ahead of Palmer, making Orhan do all his work in his own half. Hammy. Cut out well by Adams, using the length of leg to good effect. Right, into get running. Sherkan drawn out of the centre. It's fighting for everything. He, like Gascoigne, collected a yellow card against Norway. I suppose if you're going to be suspended, home to San Marino is one that you could afford to miss, which is the next game on the England agenda. Pearce putting himself about. Which is his name, not the noise he made when he was tackled.
Well, he's pretty late there, isn't he, Stuart Pearce, with his tackle?
Well, Denmark, who've been short of goals in Group 3, have taken the lead at Windsor Park. Still 2-0 to England here. Goals from Gascoigne and Shearer. Alan Shearer has a big game coming up at the weekend, of course, which you can see live on Sky Sports. His Blackburn Rovers go to his former club, Southampton. Good work from Hakan. Recep. The spare man here is Orhan. Turkey looking to attack the cross, but first to it was Des Walker.
Orhan gave him a chance though, Martin. The big number 11 Hakan had taken out a very good position, and he needed a better ball in than Orhan produced.
Maybe he'll get it from the corner. This is Oz. Orhan with an ambitious cross with the outside of the left foot. Only got as far as Dixon. Strong work by Ian Wright as he was fouled. Well, Shearer's got inside Orhan for Gascoigne's pass. Wright was there. It's giving Shearer another option. Wright still loitering by the far post, and no fumble from Hayrettin. The goalkeeper throwing the ball out to Unal and putting him in trouble, and it's a free kick to England.
Again, they might have expected a little bit more time on the ball, the Turkish side, but when they threw the ball out, Palmer and Ince were at them at a flash, giving them no time on the ball at all. That's a nice mix they've got there. Gascoigne producing the skill and artistry, and people like Ince and Palmer doing the doggerel, if you like.
It was feeding time then, wasn't it? They went in with such appetite. Now, Pearce again. And Gascoigne having a look as to whether he might go to the other side, the near side, as we look.
Wouldn't surprise me. And that angle looks not a bad little area for him there.
An opportunity for England to go 3 in front. It's Pearce, and it's in! Not quite the direct route, but it's hit the back of the net, and that's all that matters for England, who have the luxury of leading under Graham Taylor by 3 goals to 0.
Not quite sure who this hits, but the one thing it is, it's on the way, isn't it? Just comes off a can, I think, there, and that completely fools Hayrettin, and he's got no chance. They really can go on now, England, and enjoy the rest of this game.
Well, there have been fingers pointed everywhere at players not scoring for England, and even at Pearce, because of his club record, is so outstanding. But England are finding the right mood in front of goal now, and they're having a bit of good fortune along the way as well, as that goal showed. But with the power in the left foot of Pearce, it's going to take a lot of stopping, and nothing that Turkey could get in the way could prevent the ball flying on and up into the roof of the net. Happy hour at Wembley for England and for Graham Taylor in particular.
Not often an international football manager can sit back and relax at any time in any game, but I do believe that that's exactly what Graham Taylor can do now. Just relax and encourage his side to go for more.
Here's Walker. Shearer. Gascoigne, he's going to walk it in! It's wonderful stuff for England. And everyone joins in with Des Walker opening up Turkey here. And there's not just delight at the performance, there's all the frustration that's been felt throughout the year, really. Coming out of the systems here with the dancing, the delight, the delirium.
That was a brilliant first touch from Walker, it took him clear. But watch this as he pulls it back. The little step over, it is from Shearer. And there's Gascoigne again. Quite brilliant football from England.
Well, he's on a hat-trick. Moments such as these haven't been plentiful enough over the past few months, so savour them if you will.
I'm delighted. It does show you that this England side have encouraged to play the ball, play into midfield, to use the midfield area. They can do it. Make no mistake, this Turkish side weren't easy to play against. And England have had to play very, very well to be 4-0 up, I can assure you that. And who's to say it's finished yet? I suppose what Graham Taylor would like, and the rest of the England players, a little bit of icing on the cake for them would be a goal for Ian Wright, I would think.
Just thinking of those clever men in our newspaper industry with the name Turkey. 1 or 2 familiar headlines might come out tomorrow, but Graham Taylor should be in the headlines for the right reason. He's shown faith in the team that showed promise against Norway, didn't get the result, but they're riding so high here and they're not finished yet. there's no one in the country who wouldn't want a goal for Ian Wright to happen in the time that remains. Knowing the way Gascoigne plays, he might walk it up to the goal line and call right up.
I think they all want to score. It's that type of night for them now. They all want the ball, they all want to be involved, and it really is nice to see at international level everybody looking for the ball, looking to do things, looking to contribute. It wouldn't surprise me if this flies in the top corner from this man.
And Adams is that Ireton is angry with, and he's getting support from his fellow countrymen for going in on the goalkeeper then.
You don't want to give them any cause to have a little go at you now, because you've got them exactly where you want them. England have that as with Turkey, and you don't want to get them fired up for any reason. A little bit of a senseless challenge from Tony Adams as Gascoigne drives a free kick in. Shearer's so close, but you can see there the goalkeeper's got it quite comfortably, and that's just annoyed him.
Brian Robson has had a hat-trick against Turkey in the past. Gary Lineker's done it on a couple of occasions. Will it be Gascoigne tonight?
You know, it's sometimes tempting now when you're 4-0 up just to overplay a little bit. Here we see the free kick again. He's looking for a goal, isn't he? But look how close Alan Shearer is to it. But there's the challenge that upset the Turks. But I just wonder now, I hope England aren't drawn into that little theory that happens at times when teams are dominating games, they just overplay a little bit. I'd still like to see them, and so would the supporters, and I'm sure so the England players would want to send them off the end of this year with a really convincing victory against the Turkish side.
Oh, Dixon typifying the mood. He's got 3 up with him in white. He was trying to whip it across for either Shearer or Ian Wright.
And I think just then was the time, a little bit of composure, as Ian Wright had pulled to the back stick, was completely free.
It's Ince. Wright making space for himself again. Well, English club sides out of Europe. Graham Taylor recognising the responsibility with the national team now to put a smile on the faces of the followers up and down the land.
I think the national team doing a good job of that, the players especially, aren't they?
You bet. Here comes Gascoigne's corner. This is Pearce. Well, 4 up in this Turkish breakout. Unal. It was Walker. Piontek venting his frustration about the night on the referee for not taking sterner action there. This tall Swedish official has exuded an air of calm when it's come to making the judgments that he's out there for. Gascoigne to Shearer and Pearce, the England scorers. Here's Hami, another long-range attempt from up to Mr. Gangle for Turkey. Flattened right to the left of Gascoigne. Right again.
That was probably his most difficult chance. It closed up for him as he cut inside from the wide there, Ian Wright. And I never felt he was ever going to score here. As he comes in, just as he drags it inside, it closes a little bit for him and has to snatch the shot. And he's never really threatening the goal there.
Well, I think in most of his games he's felt he's had to score to stay in the side. He certainly doesn't have to score tonight.
No, he's contributed very, very well tonight.
Palmer, advantage played by Recep. Walker. Measured ball from Woods. Excellent. Into the head of Gascoigne. Boone gets the better of Wright. Muir. Can trying the trick. And it hasn't been an unseemly game, but Turkey now with a slightly questionable temperament when the temperature rises. It's an awkward man to tangle with, Carlton Palmer.
He's all arms and legs, isn't he?
So Hammy is taken off. Coming on is Rezar, the regular captain, who was surprisingly left out of the starting 11. He's seen plenty of England before, and I wouldn't think he'd be too pleased to be called on at this stage of the game.
I wouldn't imagine an awful lot that Rezar could do about this scoreline.
So the two changes permitted to Sepp Piontek, who has kept England close so often, beaten them once with Denmark. Hasn't been able to put out a side to prevent England running away with this. Jack Charlton's side doing a job so far on Spain. England still passing the ball crisply and not overplaying, to use Andy's expression. It's It is a common temptation to take extra touches on the ball when the victory looks assured. That happens at any level of the game. But England have put on a show here. There's still 20 minutes of it left to run.
Yeah, it's been 70 minutes of excellent football from England. Certainly as good as I've seen under Graham Taylor in a competitive match.
Adams and Wright! It is the net, but the wrong side of it.
Well, he's getting closer, isn't he? I just wonder if he's running out of time again. It's the Arsenal connection, isn't it? It comes in there. And here it comes. It's a very tight angle. He hasn't got a lot to aim at. But he can't just find that little gap between goalkeeper and post.
36 goals in 49 games for Arsenal, Ian Wright. That's why the contrast has been seized upon. He hasn't scored for his country. Game number 50, if fit, comes up at Ellen Road on Saturday. Palmer. Gascoigne for Pearce. And flocking into the centre. Platt. Ince. Oh, well saved. Couldn't have seen it really. Just got something behind it. Paul Ince, who rashes himself to the occasional goal, but usually one that you remember for a long time.
Well, Harrington's a fortunate man that this one ended up going right down his throat. Otherwise, he'd have been picking number 5 out the back of the net.
Gascoigne's corner. Typically wholehearted leap by Adams. Gurkha.
Here we see this shot now come out. It's just instinctive. It's there. He has to end it quickly. And if had that gone anywhere else on the goal, it was in.
Paul Ince very much looking part of things. It's only his 3rd cap tonight, remember. Started in very difficult circumstances in Santander in September.
I mean, it's Paul Gascoigne that will command the headlines, isn't it? For his constructive ability, his charisma, his great skill. But without people like Paul Ince and Carlton Palmer on the side, then sometimes you can't play Gascoigne at his true level.
Hakan, found by Oğuz. All that's left for Turkey really is a chance to get a goal. They won't get a penalty to get that chance.
I think Ronaldo, look at that. I mean, Lee Dixon doesn't even lift a foot 2 inches off the ground, and Ronaldo's tumbling down.
Yes, Dixon patently pulling out of it. Well, Wembley around half full, but if England continue to play like this, they won't have so many problems selling tickets. You say it's just Turkey. What are we on about? They've won 4 of their last 6 internationals, remember, including a victory over Denmark, who went on to become European champions. Pearce. Oh, Platt.
Well, I think we all expected England to win, but what I don't think we expected was the quality of the performance that they've given tonight. It has been of a really high quality at international level.
15 minutes of it to go. Variation at the corner this time from Gascoigne, involving Pearce. Poulent's got his head to it. Palmer this time.
Told you they all want to score.
I was going to say, can you think of anyone who hasn't had a shot? And that's the sort of thing that Graham Taylor has been stressing. The whole style of his club management has been to do with reducing teams to attack and play at pace and score goals. At the moment we've got a mini pitch invasion from those of Turkish sympathy over by the dugouts there, and it's gone away as quickly as it came. Right is still working, and England are still pressing. Players with points to prove. Dixon. There's Walker's well to the fore again. They won't be allowed to do that too much in Italy. Although his club coach, Svennis Eriksson, the Swede, is very adventurous. Gascoigne! And it's Wright coming in. Hayrettin's gone out there, and the ball's beaten them both. It's a goal kick.
I was just saying there, he wants the ball played a little earlier, but I think Paul Gascoigne did everything he could to draw defenders towards him. I think that's in his mind. He's drawing defenders in, and he's thinking, I'll just release it now, and he's drawn everyone in, but the angle of the pass was just too much for Ian Wright to deal with.
For a stride or two, possibly the hat-trick was on his mind. And then he, like the genius that he is, recognised that that wasn't on, and a pass might be. Offside against the rather weary Hakan. The Governor-General. Supporters' cries being sung now with real gusto. And those who have put their hands in their pockets to show faith in the team by coming here tonight, when the recent portents haven't been too promising, have been thoroughly rewarded for their outlay. Ince flat on the scene. There's just a chance of squeezing it through for Dixon, brought out by Orhan. Rizar. Really telling Recep to go into that area. He wasn't too keen, but he's got to the ball. And then Turkey to throw. Oğuz. Controlled by Ince. Gascoigne, acres of space. A runner either side. Shearer. Gascoigne's gone loitering to the left. He's still unmarked. Shearer still has the ball. Right.
Just closed it down, Ian Wright there did for Alan Shearer by coming over and really taking his space. I'd like to have seen him just stay a bit more central at that time.
Shearer is central at the moment. Gascoigne on the ball. Des Walker defying Hakan again. That was fascinating to watch as the pass was being shaped. Walker allowing no daylight between the two of them. Well, couldn't be daylight really at this time, could it? No artificial light between the two of them.
See Graham Taylor, they're very animated still. I think he's just saying to his players, come on, keep the shape, we've got to keep the concentration. Don't get sloppy now with 10 minutes to go.
The number 15 trying to fashion something through the centre.
Suddenly open for him, David Platt there. I wonder if he didn't realise when he just kept going there. As Alan Shearer pulled all the markers out of space, there was a big hole just opened up for him to run into.
Hakan is down hurt in the England half. 10 minutes to go, and I should think Turkey grateful. A chance to get their breath back.
Saw some England players as well, Martin. There's some tired people out there, and they've every right to be. People like Lee Dixon. I know, looking at Paul Gascoigne, he looks very tired. And Paul Ince and Carlton Palmer and Stuart Pearce in particular, and the two front men have all worked incredibly hard tonight. They couldn't really have given any more in a physical sense.
Dixon again, who did so much early in the game to get England going. But when we look back to that period, we should not forget that Hakan had the chance and who now lashed the rebound off Chris Woods up onto the bar. If Turkey had scored first, well, we might be giving you a completely different tone to the evening.
Yeah, but we shouldn't dwell on that. That gone, isn't it, in an instant, and England's from that moment on have produced some really fine football, and that's what we should all be talking about and admiring.
Shearer, Gascoigne. That's a corner.
He's trying hard to get him in, Paul Gascoigne, isn't he?
But both front players have used the full width of the pitch splendidly. So we haven't been pointing out that the fact there's been no place for the likes of John Salako. The width has come from a variety of players. Gascoigne's corner. England looking for number 5. And it was Turkey's number 2, Recep.
Looked a tired one though, didn't it, from Paul Gascoigne there? Again, it's money in the bank for him. Another 90 minutes.
Behind, potentially damaging.
More like an assault that from behind, Martin, honestly.
By Recep. Blackburn fans Very pleased to see Shearer get up so quickly. Southampton fans perhaps not quite so pleased looking ahead to Sunday. It's the England quartet.
Very familiar, isn't it, that pattern that Graham Taylor uses?
Turkey came up with an answer this time to step out, and there was nowhere for the England players to move without going offside. Well, certainly Gascoigne has set the example again here, but all the other England players have been so quick to follow it. But he is the catalyst. Oh, my goodness, it's important he stays fit.
Oh, definitely. You need someone who's got the strength of his ability, the strength of mind to make other people play. And Paul Gascoigne's definitely got that.
Bülent. Turkey hoped at the outset to use the pressure on England to their advantage. In that respect, it was important that they didn't let England get a goal relatively early in the game. That happened through Gascoigne. And it's been onwards and upwards for England since then.
I think in a section where a lot of people have said may go down to the wire and maybe go down to goal difference. And I think 4 goals against Turkey is a wonderful return for England. When you look at the next game as home here to San Marino, another game where they should be looking to score plenty of goals.
Rose. Now Razak. Guess when you think Poland, who could be prominent in the group, only beat Turkey 1-0. Again played in Poland. Gökhan. Goal difference factor is incentive enough for England to keep going for the final 5 minutes. There's some weariness out there, understandably.
I just wonder though, as England get to the games, the real important ones against the Poland and the Hollands and Norway away of this world, just will anyone give Gascoigne a free roll as they've done in the last 2 games we've seen? Or will people then have to start to say, wait a minute, we can't allow Paul Gascoigne to dominate games the way he has done recently?
There's Des Walker, who once put through his own goal in a cup final, of course, almost giving Turkey a little bit of satisfaction at the end of a trying evening for them.
I don't think you were too happy about that, Reminder, man.
Nice kick by Bülent. Unal. Good block by Palmer, sticking to his task, and England can regroup. Hakan couldn't make contact. Orhan, still Turkey's ball. Woods pushes it out. Now Ogun. Bülent still up there, well won by Adams. Orhan. Walker this time. Retrieved by Recep. Reza. Suddenly, it's Turkey playing like the team that's leading 4-0. Recep. And Walker again, restoring some order. Here's a corner. Wright coming back. Or it's a solid header, but straight at Woods. And it needed another touch from friend or foe to stand any chance of getting past the goalkeeper, who celebrated his 33rd birthday last Saturday. Got England in the party mood, perhaps. Razak. It's still biting. referee Carlson to come in, call break there.
He looks a pretty solid character himself for his ad, isn't he?
He's about half the size of the referee, so he's sensibly got away from it. There he is.
He felt the full force of Stuart Pearce anyway in that situation.
McCann. Oh, can England ice the cake here on a tasty evening of World Cup football? Platt, right! It's his 7th international, but he still can't get into 7th heaven, which is how he'd feel if he could get this goal he's been aching for.
Great little move again, isn't it? Shearer and Pratt link up, and Platt delivers a great ball just in between goalkeeper and defenders, and Ian Wright is so close and yet so far again, isn't he?
Spirit of confidence and the way England have played tonight, well, everybody feels they can beat their immediate opponent, even the goalkeeper. Gascoigne. Here's Unal. He's setting off and checking. Well, we do live in the world of extremes of judgment, and I suppose there's a risk of going overboard in terms of what this might mean. What is absolutely fact is that England have put on a show tonight at a time when they've been few and far between. And collectively and individually, they've played very well indeed. 1992 hasn't been a vintage year, it's ended with a vintage performance, led by Gascoigne with 2 goals, the first and the last. Alan Shearer and Stuart Pearce also on target, and Gascoigne isn't going to let the players just troop off. He wants something of a lap of honour at the end of it. Few have envied Graham Taylor through some torrid times. But as the manager has been saying himself, he can now enjoy his Christmas. And with 3 points out of 4 so far in the group, and being certain of adding 2 more against San Marino here in February, as much as anything in football is certain. So the key clashes in Turkey, here against Holland, and away to Poland and Norway. They'll go a long way towards solving this conundrum of World Cup qualification. Turkey would have set out here to try and make it difficult. I think they were encouraged by the fact that they nearly scored. But once they conceded the first goal to Paul Gascoigne, which was a product of their defensive inadequacies, but also of Gascoigne's genius, then England really jetted on from that. Lee Dixon thoroughly deserving the congratulations there, because he had a superb game. We are in a world where results matter more than the manner in which they are achieved. But England got it right on both counts tonight. The result is there, a 4-goal win. And certainly the way it was done was superb. Final score, England 4, Turkey 0.